Legends do exist among us, or so the saying goes. But in the case of Naruto series, legends do exist among them, and a good example was Minato Namikaze. Minato was greatly feared among the hidden nations even before people could put a face to the name. The Konoha's Yellow Flash had spread far and wide. The nickname given to him made ninjas quaking in their boots and peeing in their pants. Not literally though, mind you, but he was so strong and had vast techniques in his arsenal, but our major focus today would be on his Flying Raijin Mode. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit the notification button for more videos from us. Minato was born a genius of the Namikaze clan. He was regarded as a very powerful and a prodigy even way before he became a full-fledged shinobi. During his time at the academy, he was the holder of the highest scores in history, which was later matched by Itachi Uchiha. By the time he had graduated from the academy, he was strong enough to fight off adult shinobis and rescue Kushina from being captured. Although all these were quite impressive, the real fame for Minato came during the Third Great Ninja World War. During the war, a flee on sight order was given to every enemy shinobi in case they encountered him. He was able to single-handedly face and defeat 1,000 shinobis from Iwagakure, which ended up forcing Onoki to accept a peace treaty. He also clashed with strong characters like A and B in the war and was able to defeat them without much trouble. Even when Konoha Gakure was attacked by Tobi and the Nine-Tailed Fox, Minato was the one who single-handedly faced the duo and defeated them. Even after his death, with the incoming attack by Orochimaru on the village, Hiruzen was seen saying that he was the one who could have stopped the attack with much ease. Minato's techniques and attacks majorly consisted of him teleporting with his Flying Thunder God technique and performing powerful attacks after performing the complex hand sign so fast that the viewers can't even keep up, and then taking down the enemies with one swoop. The Flying Thunder God Jutsu involves Minato to place special seals known as the markings in strategic locations beforehand. These markings can be applied to a variety of places such as kunais, surfaces, or even people. Minato typically carries multiple kunais with him, each inscribed with the markings. Once the seals are in place, Minato can teleport to their locations instantly by simply channeling his chakra and focusing on the respective seal. This allows him to move rapidly across vast distances and even dodge attacks with precision timing. If we look closely at most of Minato's fights, we see that they are synchronized with his teleportation technique. In most cases, after using this technique, he finishes his opponent with Rasengan or a cutting technique. Since Minato had less screen time when he was an active ninja, the techniques we saw him do are quite limited. The most we know about Minato is what we saw during the Fourth Great Ninja War and of course during the flashbacks of Kakashi and Obito. Minato was popularly known as the Yellow Flash of Konoha Gakure, and most fans for one actually think that the reason why he was called that was because he had a yellow hair or because of his Flying Thunder God technique, but for one, I am of the opinion that it was because of his technique known as Spiraling Flash Super Round Dance House Style 3, which is also known as Senkocho Rinboku Sanshiki. Minato utilizes a technique where he throws 6 Flying Thunder God kunai behind the enemy and swiftly teleports to their locations. It is worth mentioning that the complete execution of this technique has never been witnessed. Although we've not really seen this technique in the manga, but we've seen it in episode 417. In the anime, employing this technique alone proved sufficient to overpower and defeat an entire platoon of shinobi. Although not directly observed, it emitted a brilliant flash of lightning and forcefully repelled the adversaries. Additionally, it appears that arranging the kunai in a circular pattern may be a crucial aspect of this technique, possibly connected to its name. In chapter 639 of the manga, during the Fourth Great Ninja World War, we see Minato planning on using this technique by teleporting his clone to his side as he prepared to use the Senkocho Rinboku Sanshiki technique. However, he was interrupted, but he later had to teleport to Naruto and Sasuke to fight against Ten Tails Jinchuriki Obito. Also, in official Naruto games, we get to see more of some techniques that we've barely seen in the manga and anime. In Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution, we see Minato using a similar technique, which is Flying Thunder God Space-Time Hurricane Flash Sequential Steps Style 0. This technique involves Minato throwing several Flying Thunder God marked kunai at his opponents and teleports to one of them and kicks the opponents flying back. And while the opponent is still in the air, he creates another shadow clone that teleports the Flying Thunder God kunai around the opponent and constantly slashes them, which is pretty cool. After this, Minato then goes into the Nine-Tailed Chakra mode. He creates a Rasengan while the shadow clone then teleports to the opponent to Minato's front, who then hits the opponent with the Rasengan, sending them a long way back before the Rasengan expands. For players of the game, one would notice that when Minato does this technique, yellow flashes appear. It's most likely the same thing appears when he makes use of Senkocho Renbuku Sanshiki. Him frequently using this technique most likely gave him the nickname Yellow Flash. According to the 4th data book of Naruto, Minato was very good in using nature transformations of fire, wind, lightning alongside yin and yang release. However, in both the anime and manga, we've never seen him using any of these nature transformations except when he is using Senkocho Renbuku Sanshiki technique. We don't really know if he had used other transformations, but the yellow sparks that made him famous would most likely be because of his lightning release. As we could see in the second Raikage case, when he was using lightning chakra armor, it made him much faster than he already was. The same would be the case for Minato. After being the fastest man alive, adding lightning will only make him faster than ever and totally untouchable, and of course, no character would come close to touching him, I believe. In the Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker game, we see Minato being unbelievably fast that it's hard to imagine anybody matching up to his speed and beating him with the Senkocho Renbuku Sanshiki technique. Just like we earlier mentioned that Minato defeated a whole 1000 shinobi from the Hidden Stone by himself, a lot of fans think that him defeating them means that he killed them, but this is actually not the case. Fans believe this misconception because Onoki during the Shadow of the Anbu arc made a statement saying that they sent out 1000 shinobis, but it took just one of them, known as the Yellow Flash, to stop the invaders. However, looking deeply into what Onoki said, he only made mention of Minato stopping 1000 shinobis, not killing them. However, in the manga, which delved into the story in great detail, there is a notable instance in Kakashi's Gaiden where we get a glimpse of Minato's strategic prowess. He effectively lays out the situation to his teammates, providing them with crucial information about the deployment of shinobi forces from the Hidden Stone village. With remarkable clarity, Minato informs his team that upon reaching the border, Team Kakashi's primary objective will be to carry out a sabotage mission on a vital bridge. Meanwhile, he takes it upon himself to proceed to the front lines. As the scene unfolds, we witness the gravity of the situation that Minato and his comrade faces. Upon his arrival at the front lines, the Konoha shinobi find themselves outnumbered, with only 4 remaining shinobi standing against an imposing force of 50 Iwagakure shinobi. This turn of events solidifies the earlier statement made by Onoki, the leader of the Hidden Stone village, who hinted at their imminent success in infiltrating Konoha prior to Minato's intervention. In a breathtaking display of Minato's extraordinary abilities, he effortlessly dispatches all 50 adversaries in an instant, effectively putting an end to the invading forces and preserving the safety and integrity of Konoha. This remarkable feat not only showcases Minato's unparalleled skill in combat, but also underscores his status as a legendary figure within the shinobi world. It is common knowledge that defeating a group of 50 ninjas all by oneself is an incredibly daunting task. Such an accomplishment, particularly during the chaotic era of the Third Great Ninja World War, is what made Minato to become a renowned and feared figure in the shinobi world. The technique he employed, known as Senkocho Renbuku Sanshiki, proved to be not only effective but exceptionally effective when confronted with a large army of ninjas, as evidenced by its successful utilization against the Iwagakure forces. The sheer magnitude of Minato's feat in single-handedly taking down an entire army cannot be understated. It's quite disappointing that we never see this technique being used by him in the anime or the manga, but it's certainly one of the most hyped techniques that he had. But sadly, we didn't get to see it in action. Hopefully someday we will have a Minato spin-off and we would get to see more of his techniques and a lot of things that actually happened off screen. As a fan, I will definitely remain quite optimistic that the day will come, as this would be a good way in exploring the untold narratives concerning Minato that were left unexplored from his life as an active ninja to him learning how to use his various techniques. Hope you enjoyed today's episode and do let us know your opinions in the comment section below, and as always, thank you for watching.